Hello, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for joining me again today. Today, this is our project. I posted this card quite a few days ago now, a couple of weeks ago. A couple of people said to me, what did you colour with? How did you do it? So I just thought I'd come on and do a little colouring video. I've not done this before. So I thought I'd come on and show you a little colouring video. Very easy to do. I used watercolour pencils. We've got 2 packs now of our watercolour pencils. We've got the original pack and then we've got a supplementary pack, assortment 2. So loads of colours to choose from. So how many colours in here? 13 in there and another 10 in here, I think. So 23 different colours to choose from. And then after I'd used the watercolour pencil, I used one of our blender pens. I'm going to show you how to do that, which will blend all the colours together really nicely. So let's get started. So first of all, we're going to take a piece of thin Whisper White, normal Whisper White. We're going to take the stamp, which is out of, let me grab the stamp set, Accented Blooms it's called. I liked this set when I first saw it because I thought it was a good chance for colouring. And I also liked these greetings that fitted, and they fit with one of our punches. I think it's Tailored Tag Punch. They fit really nicely and you can slot it in there. And there's also in the set a blank one so that you could stamp in the centre there, and then you could do some white embossing or something on there, so that's really nice. But there's lots of nice little elements in here, so some little scrolls, little leaves, little flowers, really nice pieces, really nice elements, and a couple of nice sentiments: big ways, small ways, love you always, always thinking of you. So a really nice set if you haven't looked at that one before. I think it's easily glossed over in the catalogue. It's been in a couple of years now, but I really like it, and it was a great chance to do some colouring, and I've loved colouring ever since I was a little girl. My mum says that whenever it was Christmas or anything, if I opened a pack of watercolour pencils, with normal pencils, crayons or paints, I just stopped and wanted to use them. I didn't ever want to open anything else. So I've got my stamp mounted on. It's quite a big stamp, so you need quite a big block. It's a block E. You need quite a big block. And then I'm going to bring the stamp pad to the stamp rather than the other way around, because it's a big stamp, so you want to make sure you've got it covered, and it's just easier, I think, to do it this way than the other way up. So there's my, it's Memento black ink I'm using, Tuxedo black that I'm using, and I've got it all over my thumb there. I'm just going to lick that and get that off. Right, okay, so I'm just going to stamp my stamp on my piece of card. This is much too big, this piece of card, but I can cut it down after I've coloured. So there we go. Stamped my stamp. Now, because I knew I was going to be coming on here and colouring, I actually stamped a spare one earlier on, because it just needs to let this dry a little bit, just in case it starts to bleed. So just to let it dry. So that one I'll colour later. This one we're going to colour today. So we're going to take, might use this as a bit of a guide. I'm not going to do exactly the same colours though. So I'm going to take our crayons. So you can see I've got them arranged in a rainbow. Those are the colours in the first set. And these are the colours in the second set. Lovely range of colours there. I'd quite like to put them all together, but my other sense wants me to leave them as they are. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use pink on the flower up here. So we've got a choice of pinks. We've got, I think we've got Rich Razzleberry, Melon Mambo, I think that's Calypso Coral. And then we've also got, somewhere in here, Flirty Flamingo. Let's see if I can get it out. It's tucked right in the corner here. It doesn't want to come out. There it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Flirty Flamingo. So I think that's going to be the lightest one. And I'm just going to colour all over. And you'll see it looks quite pale at the minute. Try not to go too much over the edges of the lines. Doesn't matter inside, but not too much over the edges. So just colour like that. Love doing this, really find it really therapeutic. Love colouring. There we go. I'm a big fan of those adult colouring books that you get these days to sit and colour. Right, okay. I'm then going to come in with my Melon Mambo, and I'm just going to colour around the base a little bit with my Melon Mambo to darken that off a bit. Just like that. Up to you really what you do. all sorts. There's no right or wrong way to do this, whatever takes your fancy. But you'll see in a minute how the blender pen works. It works really well. Right, okay. I'm not going to come in with the Rich Raspberry yet. I'm going to see how that works. So I've got my blender pen here. It's got 2 tips. You can see both of them look a little bit marked because I've used them before. If I go on a tissue, you can see they're not coming out with any colour. So it's stained the tip a little bit, but it's not coming out with any colour. So all you do, so I don't need both of them open, let's close that one, is swoosh the colour around. And this blender, I don't know what's in these blender pens, but it just swooshes it all together, blends it really beautiful and makes it look like paint rather than crayon. You don't get any of the pencil lines. There's one. Now, really I wanted my dark a bit darker than that, so now I've blended it, it's gone a bit light. So what I can do then, maybe now I can come in with my Rich Raspberry and I can do individual petals. Just there. And actually, it's not looking like it needs to be blended very much now. I think I might leave that. I don't need to come back in and blend that. There's my flowers. And I might just come in with a little bit more. I've missed a couple of spaces up here, so just colour them in. There, that's that one. Right, this one I'm actually going to do in blue today. I did it in pink on that one. I'm going to do it in blue, so I've swapped some colours around. So I've got Night of Navy, Balmy Blue, Bermuda Bay, Pacific Point, and Coastal Cabana. So I'm not going to use the turquoisey ones, I'm going to use the bluey ones here. I'm going to start off with the lightest, which should be the Balmy Blue, and I'm going to do this inside of it in Balmy Blue, so the inside petals. It's got some inner and outer petals, this flower. And this would be a very therapeutic thing to do while you're sitting in front of the TV or off on holiday. You could take some to colour. Be a lovely thing to do, just to keep your crafty hand in while you're away. There's a kit called Lots of Happy that has a couple of watercolour pencils in it, and that would be really brilliant to take on holiday because it's got everything you need apart from scissors and glue. I think you could make some lovely cards. Right, there we go. There's my lighter colour, and then I'm going to come in with a darker colour, which is Pacific Point, and I'm going to do the outer petals. So at the minute that's not looking very much darker, it's not looking very much different, so we'll see in a minute if it is. But I've also got Night and Navy to come in here, so there we go. It's also nice that in these sets you've got quite a choice of greens as well, which I always like. I think you need a couple of greens to make things look realistic. There we go. Right, now I'm going to come in with Night of Navy in the middle here. I'm going to do this middle bit, so that definitely should be darker. Now it's up to you. You could do a lighter colour in the middle here. You could do yellow. Up to you. These colours are not set in stone. I'm not sure what kind of flower this would be, being all blue, but hey ho. Right, so I'm going to come back in with my blender pen. Just make sure that none of the pink is left on the tip, so just with a tissue just dab it until the colour is gone. So there you can see no colour left on there now. So let's do the Night of Navy first. Oh, so beautiful how it blends the colours. There we go. And then just take a little bit of that off on my tissue just in case it's too dark. I'm going to go around the outside with the Pacific Point petals. Actually it's not as dark as I thought it was going to be, Pacific Point, but that's all right because I could go over a little bit of it with my Night of Navy in a minute. There we go. There. And then let's go over the Balmy Blue. One of my favourite colours, Balmy Blue. I love it. And I also like Seaside Spray, the new in colour. That's a lovely colour as well. Right, you can see I'm not being too pernickety about going over the spaces here, over the lines. Okay, lovely. Now, I actually wanted those outside petals to be a little bit darker. So what I can do now is come back in with Night and Navy and just do a little bit, so I can do the tips of them so that they blend down. And I am just doing this on Whisper White, which works perfectly well. Of course, we do also have our shimmer white and our watercolour paper, which you could use as well. So we've got lots of choices. There we go. And again, with the blender pen, just blend those in so that they're slightly darker at the ends. There. And there. Okay, I'm going to leave that for the minute. I might come back to that in a minute and do some more dark around the middle, but let's press on because I know I don't want this video to go on forever. Right, I'm going to stick with the same colours I used here because these make me think of pansies, so I am going to use the same colours, which was Gorgeous Grape, and this is the traditional colour of pansies. I know you can get pansies in all different sorts of colours these days, but traditional pansies would always be purple with one yellow petal. So that was what I was sticking with here. And what I did with this was I coloured and blended, and then I came back in with some more colour just to intensify it a bit. These blender pens really are like magic. If you haven't got them yet, I would recommend that you get them. There we go. And then yellow, so I'm going to use Daffodil Delight to do the other petal. And I'm going to come in with orange. I'm going to do an orange centre here. You won't see it very much, but just do an orange centre there. Okay, and then my blender pen again. You can see what a muddle I get in crafting. I never put anything away. So I end up with a desk full of rubbish. There we go. So just a little bit of blending on the yellow and the orange. There we go. And then we've just got these little blue flowers here, which I'm going to do. What colour am I going to do? I might do some more pink actually. I've used pink up there. I haven't used very much pink. I'm going to use Melon Mambo, I think. We'll do some nice bright pink flowers down here. So I love being able to just choose what colours you use. Oh, and I was going to come back in with the purple on the pansies. I'll do that in a sec. There we go. So, and again, just test the tip to make sure you haven't got any overhang of colour. But you only need 2 or 3 dabs and it clears quite nicely. There we go. Right, okay. And a little bit of yellow in the middle there. And then the last one we've got to do is I'm going to start with Daffodil Yellow here. I'm going to do all the petals in Daffodil Yellow. So I'm sticking with the colours on my original here. Just going to have a peep at my camera to see how many minutes I've been so far. 13. I've got 3 minutes left. My camera cuts off after 16 minutes. The good news is I've just ordered a new holder so I can use my phone to record, which will mean I can do some longer videos. I probably won't do very long ones, but it would be nice to know that I wasn't always under time pressure to get these done before my camera decides to turn off. But it's because it's not a camcorder, it's a camera. It will record videos, but it will only do them for a limited amount of time, which is about 16 minutes. Which has made me keep all my videos very short up till now, which I don't think is a bad thing, because I think mostly people don't want to watch really long videos, but occasionally it would be nice to be able to do something a little bit longer. Right, I'm just going to come in with dark, with the Gorgeous Grape again, to just darken in the middle here with these. And again, just blend that in. And then again in the centre, I'm going to use a little bit of raspberry to just do some darker bits in the middle of these ones. And again, when you come back in, you don't really need to blend this. I'm going to leave this. I'm just going to do them and leave them. You don't need to blend that in. That will look fine. And then all we've got left to do in our 2 minutes that are left is some greenery. So let's find our greens. We've got a green there. sort these out when I finish. And there's, right, we've got 3 greens. Okay, so I'm going to start with the lightest one, which is Granny Apple Green. And do the leaves. So I'm going to do these 2 leaves in Granny Apple Green. I'm then going to do these 2 leaves in, I'm going to do the dark one actually. I'm going to use Garden Green for these ones. And because I'm blending, I don't have to be ever so careful. That stalk needs to be, so just don't miss any little bits out. There we go. And then just a couple of leaves here, which I'm going to use Old Olive. Actually, I'm going to use Old Olive on one side and Garden Green on the other. And then when I blend, that should blend in together. So coming back in with my blender pen, just going to have a look. Nearly there. It's going to cut off. So goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'm going to continue doing this, and you can see this. I'll keep colouring until I finish, but if this cuts off, sorry about that, and I will see you next time. There we go. Did that hold out? Did my camera hold out? Maybe. Okay. I'll see you soon. Bye.